Gen V Season 2, Episode 4, titled Bags. Now, this episode I found to be the better episode out of the episodes so far of this season. Because what you have is now the story is moving forward. The story is getting its momentum going. The wheels are turning. Versus the first three episodes. And maybe there's a sense of it of, hey, we're aware that the first three episodes are going to be released in one go. And then episode by episode. So let's just treat this like, let's treat it as one long episode getting cut into three episodes. Maybe there's a tendency of that. Maybe there's a mindset towards that. But because of that, the first three episodes felt a lot of just staying the status quo, staying up the new status quo, because that's technically what Gen V is. Gen V is all about, okay, the boys, the main show is about seeing the main events. Now it's all about the ripple effect. How does the average Joe deal with what just happened in the main show? And that's basically what it is. So, and it's showcasing that with the whole Team Starlight, Team Homelander, how people are turning towards Jordan for telling the truth, and how basically the only way for any sort of sympathy, any sort of apology, is have Maya, the person that they have a thing for, and they have a emotional connection to, for the both of them have a UFC match. Have the both of them have a fight. A fight to the... Not the fight to the death, but at least, like, they're Maya is getting forced to beat the shit out of Jordan just telling the truth. And sure, maybe people don't believe them, but it's not worth getting your ass kicked for. And that's, like, you know what it feels like? It feels like it's knowing that the goal was, in the context of the episode, to have Jordan getting their ass kicked. That's like a public gay bashing. If you really think about it, it is a public gay bashing in an arena of a UFC fight. And what did the marketing team call it? They call it like, gender bender and blood bender. Like, well, first thing first would be, if that's their superhero name, wow, their superhero name, wow, that's really creative if you think about it. But you see the wiggle effect of it, but because you got this UFC fight, it also moves the plot forward with the goal of what is Spencer. Sorry, not Spencer, Cypher. Who is Cypher? What is their abilities? And it turns out their ability is a big old voodoo doll. He's just able to pop in people's heads and let them do... He's Kilgrave. No, he's Professor X. That's what he is. He's bloody Jean Grey. He's Professor X. Gets into your mind and makes you do all the things that he wants you to do. He forces people to do their will. That's his power. So because the whole thing is who is Cypher? What is his power? If he's human, how the fuck did he get this job? Maybe it was a low state. Maybe it's a little bit of like, don't fuck up or Homeland's gonna fire your ass. Maybe there's a little bit of that going on. But in reality, he does have a power. It just... he doesn't have Gen V in his veins. And maybe there's a whole thing. Maybe, many humans or superpowered people or supes have been around for so many years. It's just before Vought even became a thing. We all think it's rooting with Storefront and her being part of Nazi Germany, and look, there's Vought Rising, so there's a whole thing of that. There's a people show for that. We'll find that out later. But maybe there's a possibility we find there's a whole other section, of people with powers and metahumans or supes who are not connected, never had, you know, V in their veins whatsoever. And knowing Murray is that powerful, maybe there's, you know what, I wouldn't be shocked. They were looking for Homelander's replacement. You know, after Homelander, who's next? You know, we had Soldier Boy, but he's gone. We created one who can fly, so he, you know, and that was Homelander. Maybe the plan was Vought trying to create the new Homelander when Homelander was getting too old or wasn't losing his powers or wasn't popular or whatever it would be, and thinking someone who could draw blood would be, and who was that powerful would be enough to be against. Anyway, because I do feel like she's gonna show up in the final season of The Boys. Like maybe there's a big plan with her of how to stop Homelander. Maybe. But anyway. What else? What else to talk about? Oh yeah, Cypher has his dad in a tube. Clearly he's all burned up. We'll probably find out that, you know, he's the guy that Homelander's incinerate, because he's burnt to a crisp. So you never know that. Let's see. Let's talk about weird ass shit that happens in this episode. Saw Maya, who of course has swinging powers, and actually went into a drain. Well, not actually accidentally into a drain, but like the drain led to a toilet, and had to quickly get out because she didn't want to get shit on. So I saw someone with butt crack. Dick and Balls ready to take a shit, so that was that. Saw someone fucking a gnome, like a garden gnome. That was something. And you have Bushmaster, who has the powers. Like, when Bushmaster starts talking and explaining her powers, it sounds like, okay, she can just change her color, her hair color, and we all thought, oh, her, like, hair color, she can change her hair from blue or red or whatever. No, it's pubic hair because it's The Boys. And I thought in my head, I'm thinking, oh, she can just change her pubic hair in different colors. Okay, that's not much of a superpower. But no, she's like love sausage. She can. But remember that there's that line. Oh, I'm like producer, but it's not this hair. It's the pubic hair. So she's using her hair, so she has to unzip her pants all the time to let the hair do its thing. It's. I just realized, if there's ever an action sequence with her doing her thing, you need to play Nutbush. You have to, Nutbush City Limits. Like, you have to play that song. Because that's just kind of perfect in that. Maybe in Love Stories find some love. I don't know. No, actually, that's weird because, like, there's a bit of a big age gap. And Love Stories is a bit, yeah. He was probably Herogasm, so take that as a real. But anyway, talk about Mr. Fantastic. I still can't believe that line from season 3. Your switching powers. Anyway, that and Termite, Herogasm, oh god. Anyway, but yeah, this episode, before it was better, and of course the big, but yeah, I'm curious at how this story's going to go, and also see how powerful Maya's powers are going to go. How powerful can she go? Which point they'll wait till the final episode to see that, Because here's the thing, I'm once again not shocked if this season is the final season, because once again, it's all, let's say, announced in season 3, and that I'm not unaware of. They have to. Once again, it's like after Homeland, it's the whole thing about Prison Day. After Homelander is done, what's next? Maybe that's what season 3 is. Like, it's kind of treat season 3 as more like a epilogue of the boys as a whole. But then there's like the boys Mexico and like that spin off, and like, oh my god, like clearly they want to see. Honestly, I would do Volt Rising first before you do the boys Mexico, because what that does is gives you that question of, are people interested in seeing more of the boys after the boys is done? And that's gonna be the interesting part. That's gonna be the real interesting part with all these spin-offs coming out after the main shows being over. So anyway, comment below, let me know your thoughts. And by the way, the reason I said that is because you got Soldier Boy and Stormfront, two characters who have always been in the show versus characters who haven't been in new characters. So anyway, comment below, let me know your thoughts of this episode.